I'd be worried.
They were my preseason tickets all the way.
Probably hurt them.
The Beach fans are ready at the Kohl Center in Madison, Wisconsin. But so are the Gator Maniacs, who will try to play a different tune. NCAA volleyball. Coming up next, baby. For Brian Gimolaro, the dream season continues. Long Beach State, led by College Player of the Year Misty May, rolls into the national semifinals undefeated with 34 wins in a row. For the high-octane 49ers, it's national championship or bust. For the fifth time, Florida's Mary Wise attempts to get her Gators into the NCAA championship final. And this could be the year. Florida is 35-2 and brimming with confidence after beating USC and Hawaii in the tough East Regional. Tonight, can the Gators finally break through, or will it be just another day at the beach for the 49ers? We welcome you to the home of the Wisconsin Badgers, a crowd of 12,000 strong on hand, getting ready for NCAA semifinal number 2, the University of Florida Gators and the Long Beach State 49ers. Well, semifinal number 1 is over. Penn State defeating Nebraska 3-1 to advance. They will play the winner of this one. Hi, everybody. Welcome inside. Crowd is revved up. I'm Chris Marlowe. My partner is Heather Cox. Florida, the pride of the Southeastern Conference, and, of course, Long Beach State out of the Big West. How do you see them matching up, Heather?
Well, right now, Long Beach is the intimidator. An offensive juggernaut. They are the ones that everybody is gunning for, but if anybody can beat them, it's Florida. They play with a lot of confidence against Long Beach, having beaten them a year ago with virtually the same lineup. When you look at both two teams, you see Long Beach, one of 2 teams entering this tournament undefeated. Look down at the current win streak, 34 for Long Beach. That includes 21 consecutive 3-game sweeps. They've only lost 6 games all year. Florida lost 2, Ohio State and Nebraska. The last loss for the 49ers a year ago in this very same match against Stanford.
Okay, let's take a look at the Nike starting lineups. First for Florida, Jenny Mans, a powerful hitter, will start opposite. Jenny Keene and Geraldine Hattendorf are the outside hitters. Heather Wright is one of the middle blockers. And interestingly, getting a start tonight, Chris Bova, the freshman from nearby Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She'll start in the back row and try to rev up the crowd. The setter will be Jen Sanchez.
One of the best coaches in the nation, Mary Weiss, a 2-time National Coach of the Year, has led Florida to the NCAA National Championship 5 times in the last 7 years. And the Gators have won more matches in her tenure than any other program in the nation over the last 7 years.
For the Long Beach State 49ers, Christy Kirov will start opposite, but she'll play mostly as a defensive specialist. Tanya Grabovats and Jessica Alvarado start outside. The great middle blocker, Benaishi Dillard, is set. Melissa Ota will start as a defensive specialist and then get help from Brandy Barrett, and the great Misty May is the center.
And just yesterday, Brian Gimolaro voted the 98 ABCA National Coach of the Year. He's won 2 national titles, one in 1989, and ironically, the 49ers won in 93 right here in Madison, Wisconsin. He's assisted by Debbie Green, Jerry Estes, and Chris Gonzalez. Misty May, Player of the Year a year ago, certainly a candidate. He'll be announced tomorrow. Many coaches believe she's not only the best setter in the country this year, but quite possibly the best setter ever. Keep your eyes on number 5, White.
So Florida, their starting 6 out on the court. Our officials will be Joan Powell up. Joan Powell. And the second referee down is Mary Holly. Mary Holly. So Powell up. Holly is down. Well, that's Mary Holly. There's Mary Holly. That was Buddy Holly we saw a little bit. No. All right, set and ready to go. Best 3 out of 5 game match. Each game to 15 points. You have to win by 2. You can only score when you serve, and you cannot touch the net at any time. And the first play of the game, whacked out of bounds. Long Beach State will have it. Long Beach State wearing their white uniforms, and Florida in blue.
And when you talk about this Florida team in Long Beach, Mary Weiss says playing Long Beach is like playing against the full court press of the Kentucky men's basketball team with the point guard offense of Magic Johnson. That's how good they are.
Straight down. The put away by Benaishi Dillard, the 6'1 senior from Kent, Washington.
So the big question is, how do you break the full court press? Well, you have to give them a tougher ball so that they can't run the offense. Blocking and serving is the name of the game tonight for the Gators.
Out of the back line, ball dug. Grabovaz right to May. May sets left, and Alvarado tattoos it. Dug by Florida. Coming around the horn, and the ball is speared in the backcourt. Here comes Kuros out of the back line, and it's in. Right on the line. Florida coaching staff complaining. Kuros, a dynamic leaper.
In fact, in 95, ninth in the NCAA in high jump. Watch how high she gets them and how long she hangs.
Dillard with the rejection. And it's 3-0. Game one. Long Beach State out very quickly, as most people expected. Sanchez out of the back line. Ball is blocked. Tip. May is there. May can hit. They set left side. Alvarado. And she punches it off the net and down.
Mary Weiss calling the signals. A very active head coach will actually call out to her players where to hit, when to hit, who to set. Very involved.
One more point. You got to call timeout, don't you? Yes, you do, as Florida goes out of bounds. Oh, no, check it. Touch. A touch there on the block. Mary Weiss encouraging her team. And so now Florida will have it. Serving, Geraldine Hattendorf, a sophomore from St. Charles, Illinois. May sets left, Alvarado. And that's going to be a kill. Jessica Alvarado.
Off to a very quick start. 2 kills, 3 attacks. She is a player that's going to get a lot of sets tonight. Very heavy shoulder.
Number 4, Veronica Walls, has checked in the front line. May's jump serve is going to be a winner. Misty May, a devastating jump server. She already has scored 16 aces in the tournament, which is a new NCAA tournament record. And Florida calls timeout. So, game one of national semifinal number 2, and the Beach is stomping along at 5-0. Madison, Wisconsin, semifinal number 2. Long Beach State jumping on Florida early, 5-0. Welcome, everybody. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox all week long. Mary Weiss was talking about the speed of Long Beach and the unpredictability of Misty May. How have they dealt with it so far? Not so good.
Not so well, but the good news is Mary Weiss doesn't expect to do very well in game one. So hard to simulate the footwork and the foot speed of Long Beach. You have to actually play against it to understand how to adjust to it. Therefore, the longer you keep Long Beach on the court, the better chances you have to understand how to deal with it.
Perfect pass off the jump serve. Heather Wright took a whack at it. Long Beach out of the back line. Here comes May on the run, and she puts it away.
Florida has to know every scouting report in the nation that's played Long Beach. If Misty May touches the first ball or cannot set the second ball, the rule on the floor is you have to set her because she's such an offensive dynamo.
And count an ace for Misty May. So unofficially now 17 aces in the NCAA tournament. She came in with 46 on the year. And she's whacking it hard. 7-0. Could be 8 with this play. May. And it's going to be a double contact. So Florida will get the ball back. It's a matter of how quickly can Florida adjust, or can they adjust?
Which is going to be interesting to come out in game 2. See what kind of changes they make both in the matchups and in the speed of the tempo of their attack.
So Florida will serve. This is number 9, Sandra Haybosis, a junior from Orlando, Florida. Left side one-on-one, and Alvarado taking it through. Alvarado with 3 quick kills.
Alvarado averaging about 2.5 kills per game. They sorely missed her last year in the NCAA tournament. She had a broken hand, could not compete against Stanford.
Brandy Barrett is in. May has the dig, but Long Beach can't get it over the net, and Florida will have it. In the East Regional, Florida swept Chattanooga 3-0. They got revenge on Ohio State 3-1. They defeated a very good USC squad 3-1, and then they outlasted Hawaii in 5. So it's a team that, as you say, Heather, is battle-tested as Barrett goes over the top and down. Barrett, a junior out of Spokane, Washington, a first-team All Big West selection. She's good.
And by far, Brandy Barrett, the most improved player on this Long Beach squad. Not a starter a year ago, filled in for Nikki Krantz. This year, just dynamite.
Over the top, May has the dig. It's 7-0. And the 49ers shovel it over. Gators on the attack. Sanchez back set. And Mans, no touch.
And
Long
that
Beach.
sign for the Florida Gator fans is it's 7-0, and Florida has just 1 kill so far. Long Beach, on the other hand, adds 8.
With that point, it's 8-0. Now another ace. Now it's 9-0 as Long Beach running the fast break attack. As we said in the tees, high octane.
Stop the full court press.
Long Beach has always played at a very fast tempo. That's one of the trademarks of Brian Gimolaro and his coaching staff. Debbie Green, Jerry Estes, and Chris Gonzalez. They like to play fast. Pass low, quick set, bomb away.
And not only when the ball's in play, but you should watch how fast they run back to the service line. They are hustling to keep the rhythm of play. And it translates right into the quick, speeded offense. When you have a setter like Misty May, and you have the middle blockers in Dillard and Barrett, you can run a very quick tempo attack. No blockers up, a fake out. You have to commit on Misty when she's in the air. Leaves Barrett wide open.
Christy Kirolf is back in. She's serving. 9-0 is our score, and it is now 10-0. One of the great setters and coaches in women's volleyball, Debbie Green, started on the '84 Olympic team, and one of the main reasons that Misty May chose Long Beach. She felt that Debbie Green could make her into a world-class setter, and she has. She had never set before until she had gotten to Long Beach State.
That's the amazing part, and they have such a great relationship. So much, in fact, that Mick Haley, the head coach for the USA national team, wants Misty May to go to Colorado Springs in January. Misty wants to stay and train with Debbie Green for actually almost a year, 6 months to a year.
Wants to finish
That's
school.
how important Debbie Green has been, and she wants to finish her degree.
Misty May sets left. Here comes Anya Grabovat. Dug up. Nice in the backcourt by Jenny Keene. May goes and gets it. Grabovat pounds it right through the block. So Anya Grabovat, she's a junior, 6-footer from Croatia. All Big West, playing with very painful knees.
Former inferior cruciate ligament in her knee 2 years ago. Interestingly, though, last year wore a knee brace, didn't have a great year. This year, she bagged the knee brace, said, I'm thinking about my knee way too much, and is having a great year. 325 on the season.
Krislova back in, the freshman from Milwaukee, and the big put away there. That was Jenny Mans. Mans is a terrific player. Junior from Orange Park, Florida.
Just how good is she? Well, she's international caliber. We're joined the 99 World University Games. Play with the national team.
Mans with a spinner that hits the net. 10-0 is our score. By the way, if you're wondering, has there ever been a bagel in an NCAA championship final or semifinal? Yes, there has. But interestingly, early in the NCAA tournament, we'll take it after this play, as Long Beach shanks the ball out of bounds. Long Beach State beat Southern University 15-0, 15-0, 15-0.
Ouch.
Ouch.
That's a bad
So Brian
night.
Gimolaro's team, they can run it up on anybody. Good teams, medium teams.
He prepares them so well that they come out. They're very quick starters, as you can see tonight.
Great dig in the backcourt by Mans. Round the corner, Long Beach has it up, still 10-0. Here comes Alvarado, and she puts it away. Great balance on this Long Beach State squad.
And anytime that the ball is close to the net, Misty May is jump setting. She's just giving her hitters one-on-one opportunities to attack.
Here comes May, spinning up the jumper. Mans, and Mans puts it away. So Mans gets the kill. So far, Long Beach State hitting .785. Florida hitting .90. So Florida trying to gear the speed. Jenny Jones comes in, the spiritual leader of this team, the senior from Birmingham, Alabama.
Jones also the block leader on her team. She needs to put up blocks to win.
Ball is dug. Oh, what a rejection by Veronica Walls.
Talk about game time. Veronica Walls out of position here. Watch how high she's in the air. The fingertip touch off the left-hand pinky.
Still 10-zip. Big hit left side. So Florida starting to play a little bit better. Jenny Keene, a senior from Lodi, California.
So many hitting errors to start off, though. 5 hitting errors for Florida. Long Beach State, on the other hand, 11 kills, 0 errors so far.
Mays to Alvarado, and the 49ers made a mistake. So Long Beach allows a point. And the crowd comes alive. Florida off the schneid, which means they didn't have any points. And Jennifer Sanchez, who's played very, very well this year with the serve. Barrett blocks. Long Beach confused. Left side, here comes Barrett. And she whacked it out of bounds. So a couple of hitting errors by Long Beach. And Florida getting a little tempo now.
And that's what Florida wants to do. Long Beach is a one-strike, first attack type of team. They like to terminate on the first touch. If Florida can get them into a long rally transition game, the type of style Florida wants.
Play action, a little roundhouse. Florida has a chance for another point. Left side, was there a touch? I don't think so. Jenny Keene running under the ball. And now set to serve is Jessica Alvarado, a senior from San Antonio, Texas. Grabovats is there. The Croatian stuffer. And it's 11-2. Ball dug back. Benicia Dillard, yeah. There was a lot of talk when Benicia Dillard was left off the first-team All-America. Brian Chimilaro says she is the best middle blocker in the country, and I don't understand why she did not make first team.
I don't either, quite honestly.
Absolutely. Playing with a passion, and Brian Chimilaro's fast break 49ers are running it up. 12-2 so far in game 1. Women's Volleyball National Semifinal is brought to you by 989 Studios, the new leader in sports video games. And by Spalding, official ball for the NCAA Volleyball Championship. Back out onto the court, Florida on the left side of the court. In blue, Long Beach State with a 10-point advantage. The 49ers have raced out here playing fast break volleyball. Florida head coach Mary Weiss said, we've got to slow them down. We have to adjust, get our game together. Might not come in game 1. As Grabovats is there. Anya Grabovats. She goes through, we're talking about her knees, 1.5 hours a day she spends in the training regimen, going through a stretching, heating, therapy regimen, which has really helped her out. As that ball is whacked out of bounds. So Long Beach, just like the 49ers like it, a big, fast lead in game 1. 9 hitting errors. Hattendorf will go out. And coming in will be Malika Knowles, a 6'1" freshman from Los Angeles. Father Willie Knowles, former great basketball star at UCLA and for the Boston Celtics. So Florida gets the side out. Here's Jenny Keene. And Grabovats is rejected. It bounces off the net. It looked like it was scooped up. Wow. Was that a violation? It looked like it was thrown up or scooped up.
The tough call, so fast off the coverage, but disheartening for Florida, who knows the game plan has to be blocking. They feel they have to average more than 3 blocks a game to win this game.
Second game point for Long Beach. Beach in transition. Misty May back set. Nobody up, and Barrett kills it. The #1 team in the nation, the Long Beach State 49ers. They have won 34 matches in a row and 21 sweeps. So Brian Chimilaro's squad up 1-0. We'll be back game 2 in a minute.
SEC Challenge tomorrow at 12 and 2 on ESPN2.
Stay out of the pros.
Women's semifinal number 2 back in Madison, Wisconsin. A blowout in game 1. Long Beach State beating Florida 15-2. In 1999, the Women's World Cup is coming to the United States. Join ESPN, ESPN2, and ABC next year as the best women's soccer players in the world come to America. The Norwegian team trying to defend its title. Once again, coverage on ESPN, The Deuce, and ABC, home of the Women's World Cup. There's Butch May on the left in the black hat. Barbara May on the right, both outstanding world-class athletes. Butch May on the 1968 Olympic team, and White Barbara, a champion tennis player and an outstanding beach volleyball player in the Beach Volleyball Hall of Fame. And they have given, well, they have genes, and it's passed down to Misty May.
Well, Misty, a lot of people think she's actually a better beach player than she is an indoor player. She's got the all-around game, and you don't see her mom in the pigtails. She said she was going to wear hair and pigtails just like her daughter in support of her. Misty actually has created a little bit of a phenomenon with her hairdo. It's almost like the Rachel Dew of Friends. Those pigtails can be seen across the country on junior high school volleyball players. In fact, if you go to a match at the Pyramid, all the girls come in and they've got the same exact do.
Said her Barbarette cut her hair a little bit shorter for this one than she couldn't quite get it.
She got it tonight, though.
All right. Ready to start game two. I'm Chris Marlowe, my partner Heather Cox. Glad you're with us on The Deuce. A little late night volleyball. Long Beach State in one of the most impressive national semifinals I've ever watched. That was a flawless performance, 15-2 against a very good Florida team. Let's see if Florida can get his composure. Wow, what a dig by Ota. And the put away. Ota is number 20. She's a 5'6" sophomore from Cypress, California, and one of the players that Brian Gimolaro believes in. He likes a lot of little people, the little pygmy defense.
Well, he really believes in specialized positions, staying in system, and Ota is the best back row specialist he has, a 2-year starter.
Dillard slammed in. So Benaishi Dillard hitting .419 this year. Interestingly, the NCAA record holder is Danielle Scott, who hit .421 for her entire career. Ota with a spectacular dig, and Kirill is blocked out of the back line. Now, obviously, Florida knows about Kirill coming in transition.
Well, she's a deadly defensive specialist because she does have that back row attack up her sleeve, just another weapon for Long Beach. But we talked about game two. Can Florida and Mary Weiss make the adjustments? Right now, I think the biggest adjustment they have to make is getting at least one block rep, hopefully two at all times. How do you do that? By serving tough. That's exactly what the Gators have done.
Florida doing much better already. Remember, they were down 10-zip in game one. Now it's 2-1. And the blocking signals at the net. Where they're blocking, are they blocking line, are they blocking angle? And the defenders adjust accordingly. May was up there. Hattendorf got a rip at it. And a free ball. Watch the transition. May shoots left. And that was a poor set, actually. A little bit too tight, but a nice adjustment by Anya Grabová.
And already Florida in much better situation. They're getting hands on balls. They've already got one stop block. Almost had two on that play.
Florida has never won an NCAA semifinal game. They've been swept 4 times and trying to adjust. Florida's had some great teams, but they've run into some juggernauts over the years.
And when you look at the 4 times that they've been here, Mary Weiss says in '93, it just doesn't count. They had a defensive specialist starting at middle blocker due to injuries, but she said the other 3 times we played our best volleyball, we just lost to a better team.
Alvarado into the net, and it's 2-2. If you're a Florida Gator fan, you have to be a little bit encouraged right now. They've stemmed the tide just a bit. And as you said, Heather, you've got to try to run Long Beach out. Over the top. Free ball, May. Benaishi Dillard. That's a nice play. Misty May, she's so deceptive when she comes up there because when he's in the front row, she can whack away.
Any ball tight to the net right here, she can hit. She can set to 2 different hitters, so there's really 3 offensive weapons plus a back row hitter.
Here's May. Jumper coming. Heather Wright step in, and she pings it out of bounds.
No touch.
Point, Long Beach. Game 2. Misty May continues to serve. It's a 3-2 lead. Man, rejected by Dillard.
Benaishi Dillard leads this team 1.3 blocks per game. Watch how far she gets over. She is clearly penetrating to her elbows, all of her forearm over.
4-2 is our score here in game 2. Long Beach State winning game 1. A blowout 15-2. I'm Chris Marlowe. My partner is the former Pacific Star, Heather Cox. And we're on The Deuce. Long Beach State running the fastest half. Florida adjusting. Close game 2. Sanchez back set. Is Florida not connecting because they're trying to go too fast, you think?
No, I think they're staying in system. They just haven't had a chance to transition. This is one of the longer rallies in the match so far.
Long Beach trying to terminate. Back set, May. Remember, she was a hitter in high school at Newport Harbor. And Keene bangs it through. So Jenny Keene, keep in mind there are 4 Jens or Jennies in the starting lineup. There's a J-E-N-N-Y, a J-E-N-N-I, a J-E-N-I, and a J-E-N.
Just to confuse them.
Yeah. Jenny, and Jenny. Sounds like a team George Foreman would like. Man's over the top, and she puts it away. You can see Florida getting a little confidence now.
And it's exactly what was predicted. They needed a game to adjust, figure out the foot speed, figure out the crossing patterns of the offense. They've been a much better blocking team in this game, also better passing, so we're seeing more offense.
Serving is Sandra Habosis. You know, there are some experts that speculate game 2 is the critical game when you play Long Beach, because you're not going to be able to adjust that fast in game 1. If you can win game 2, take the break and come back strong in game 3, you have a chance to beat the Beach.
And a perfect example of that is Stanford and Don Shaw a year ago. Did not play well in game 1.
Yeah.
Had to take the time, won game 2, took the 10-minute break in between 2 and 3, and came out to win the match. Long Beach is a team that uses the exact same starting lineup, never fiddles with the matchup. With flip-flop in the rotation, Brian Gimolaro believes in execution on his side of the floor. So if you get used to it and you can figure out some key tactics, they're not going to switch up too much.
4-4. Jessica Alvarado with the serve. Sanchez into the middle. Mans with a little tuner.
And Mans has to be the one tonight to have some thunder. She's led this team all season long at the opposite position and played a very heavy role.
Now you will see a lot of substitutions for Long Beach. 4-4 is our score. Christy Kiroff in to serve. Tie game, game 2. Long Beach won the first. Playing on Sport Court in Madison, Wisconsin. And Florida getting its sea legs. The Gators were blown out in game 1, but adjusting very nicely. Hattendorf, a sophomore from St. Charles, Illinois, came out of the Sports Performance Club, bothered by a shoulder early in the year. As you look at Brian Gimolaro, the National Coach of the Year for the first time in his career. Misty May, a shot that Debbie Green used to utilize as an Olympic team member.
Also a shot that we saw quite a bit from Fiona Nepo of Nebraska in the first semifinal matchup. A lot of people expect May to dump only on the tight ones when she's jumping to attack. That's a nice mix in her arsenal. Basically got every shot there is in the book.
Chris Bova comes back in as a defensive specialist. Jenny Jones goes out. Ball dug up by Ota. Boy, is she a good defensive player. Here comes Alvarado on the run. Out of the back line, Keene. Ota is there again. May. Ball is blocked. May is in the middle now. May hits. Nice dig by Florida. That was Jen Sanchez. Hattendorf. She's blocked. Long rally. Keene whacks it. Ota is there. May tries to punch it. May's jamming again. No, she sets it. Grabovats is punched back over. Dillard. Here comes May. Back set. Oh, and a rejection. Maybe trying to get a little bit too cute. But the big woman in the middle, Heather Wright, was there.
And that's exactly what Florida wants. Mary White says we can win this if we keep Long Beach playing a lot of touches. They can't terminate on the first play. Florida is a very good transition team.
That was a terrific rally. We're tied at 4. Man, working. May shoots left side. Here comes Grabovats. And she terminates. I was saying a little earlier about the substitutions. There are 12 substitutions per side per game. Long Beach State uses 2 positions, 6 apiece. If you can get Long Beach to run out of substitutions, you have a chance to beat them, and that's your philosophy.
And the way to do that, Mary White thinks they need to have them rotate more than 20 times in one game to start varying that substitution pattern. Force the front row players to go and play back row, play out of position, out of system. That's how you beat Long Beach.
Let's see if he can make Brian Gimolaro stick with his little people in the front and his big people in the back. Ball tipped down. Jen Sanchez. She took over for Nikki Shade, who was a setter last year, and she's really come into her own. Nice leader, terrific blocker. maybe the most under-publicized of the 4 setters that are here this particular weekend. Of course, there's some great ones.
Sanchez rewarded for her hard work. Just her first year as a starter, voted second-team All-American this year. And you're right, Chris, with Fiona Nepo, Misty May, and Julie Bremner, the other 3 setters, she has been forgotten, but she is a great setter.
Bonnie Bremner, you mean?
Thank you.
Okay. Bonnie Bremner already in the national championship final. 6-4 Long Beach. In game 2, May cranking it. Sanchez poked up. Sanchez sets left, keen air ball. Keen airmails one into the Long Beach State bench. And Long Beach is ahead 7-4, and Florida takes time out. We're in the midst of game 2. Brian Gimolaro's Long Beach State 49ers have the Gators on the run at the moment. On Illinois, number 13, Florida. Don't miss that women's college basketball doubleheader on ESPN2. I'm Chris Marlowe along with Heather Cox. Glad you're with us. Long Beach State so far shutting down Florida. Florida played a lot better in game 2 than it did in game 1. And the 49ers have been unbelievably good. 6 kills for Jenny Mans. She has been the leader.
And right now where Florida has been lacking is in the middle blocker attack. They need to get the ball control, especially in transition, and get Jenny Jones and Heather Wright a little bit more involved. Wright still without a kill in this match.
Jenny Jones is back in next play, and over the top is Veronica Walls. Veronica Walls has a little baby. The father is 49er basketball player Antrone Lee. Well, that is a baby that has some athletically gifted parents. They take turns watching the baby while each one of the other is at practice. Really a neat story. And a put away on the left by Jessica Alvarado.
Walls actually had the baby last summer, has done a tremendous job getting back into shape all season long. A lot of people wondered, can Walls bounce back? She has done so. You can tell by her vertical. She is in the best physical shape she's been in all of her life. There's a good look at Walls. Already a huge impact on this match. 2 kills in just 2 attempts.
Left side, here's Keene down the line. Great dig by May. Keene rejected. Walls was there. Mama right on the spot.
Actually, a side-out called and a net called. Watch Walls go into the net with her forearms. Nice break for the Gators.
So the Gators get a break. They need one. It's 8-4. Scoop left. Off speed. That's Brandy Barrett hitting left. And it's going to be a point for Florida. So the Florida Gators, last year 34-4. Nearly a year goes by that Mary Wise has had a tremendous season, record-wise.
Mary Weiss has done amazing things with Florida. 2-time National Coach of the Year each and every year. Dominates SEC play.
8 years. She's won over 30 games in 7 of those years. Mans. And Mans is long. So Long Beach State gets another point to make it 9-5. And serving is Alvarado. Barrett was up high. Right side, dug by May. May calling for it. They scoop it high middle. Here comes Dillard. No. For contact. Long Beach State likes the set, the back row.
And I like that. I love that style of college volleyball. Involve everybody offensively.
It's international style is what it is. Barrett on the back set. Brandy Barrett with a tomahawk.
Great footwork. Watch this like a basketball layup off of one leg, hard off the left leg. You get higher going that way, but it's very tricky. You have to be very quick, have good footwork to beat yourself to the ball.
9-5. Florida on the attack. Round goes Jenny Jones. And a 31 perfect execution to Barrett. Watch how fast Misty May gets rid of this ball.
The distribution great, and that's why Barrett's footwork is so quick. It has to be very up-tempo offensive style.
May right side, down the line.
May is just so good. Everybody in a blue uniform on the Florida side read that Misty May was going to tip, but May was still able to find some open red court to get the kill.
Game 2. Long Beach State up 1-0 and 11-5. We're going to continue. We'll have more coverage of NCAA semifinal number 2 right after these messages. Wisconsin, Long Beach State in command of this match at the moment. We want to remind you the NCAA Women's Volleyball National Championship. You can see that tomorrow on ESPN2, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be the Penn State Nittany Lions unbeaten against the winner of this one. And what a showdown that would that be if they play Long Beach State for the first time in volleyball history. Any volleyball history, 2 undefeated teams would meet for the national championship.
It would be remarkable. I mean, unbelievable. And not only that, but obviously one of those teams would make history in becoming the first NCAA team to go undefeated throughout a season.
And championship. Long Beach looking like it's going to make it. Florida has to adjust. Florida trying to hang it in. Out of the back line. Keen tip. You know, Long Beach State is one of the quickest teams and one of the great reaction teams I've ever seen. I don't think you can tip one down against them. I'm waiting to think. I'm waiting to see. From now on, I want to see if Florida puts 1 tip away the entire night. I don't think you can. I think they're too fast, too big, too quick.
Florida's got a great transition game, but what they haven't done is put the ball away in transition. Way too many tips, basically free ball opportunities for the 49ers.
13-5 is our score. Pretty good block. Keene keeps it in. 49ers on the attack. Look out! And Hebosis gets one on the noggin coming up the line.
And Hebosis was on the 10-foot line for that attack. Anybody that can hit the ball in front of the 10-foot line straight down is pretty much on top of their volleyball game.
6-0 run by Long Beach, and the put away on the right side. 14-5 is our score. And Jones will go back to serve.
Jones, very interesting story, was out last year, missed a month and a half with a very rare disease called Guillain-Barré syndrome. It's a virus that causes temporary paralysis. So this team was without her last year in the championship game.
Very, very scary. 10% of people who get it die. So she's one of the lucky ones who's come back and made a full recovery.
Jones, known as the emotional leader, the inspiration for this team, provided that even on the bench, even in the hospital room, this team all had number 5 and JJ written on their shoes and source of motivation for the team.
Imagine that feeling. It was like her arms, her legs, her fingers, everything started to go numb at once. But she was able to recover. Anya Grabovaz, one of the underrated players on this squad. She's had 2 surgeries. She tore an ACL. Then she tore her meniscus. She came to the United States in '95, and Brian Jamalov really likes her on the left. Second game point for Long Beach. Left side, Hattendorf. Oh, that's a good fake by Jen Sanchez. She had everybody jumping in the middle. And then Hattendorf putting a top on it. So Jenny Mans, who's got some great arms on her, will serve it up. Spinner. Ace for Mans.
So far, Florida has fought off 2 game points, gotten the ace. Mans has a great serve. You don't see it very often. It's a top spin, but on the ground. A lot like a jump serve without the jump.
Off speed. A woman that played for San Diego State, I believe it was in the 80s. Jackie Mendez had a tremendous spin serve for San Diego State. Do you remember her?
It's funny that you bring that up.
Yeah.
You promised you wouldn't bring up me and the UOP team losing to UCLA. Yet you bring up our second worst loss ever, and that was to San Diego State and Jackie Mendez.
Third game point. Florida. Keene whacks it. Sliding and going is Grabovaz. And high ball. Sanchez sits left. Hattendorf down the line. And the first one that Melissa Ota did not come up with. So Hattendorf will serve it.
And while Florida as a team has struggled offensively, especially in game 1, Hattendorf has been the bright spot, hitting .428 on the night.
Pretty good pass by Long Beach. Set left. Alvarado over the top easily. So going back is Misty May. She was the 1994 National High School Player of the Year at Newport Harbor High School. She was the most valuable player in the Mountain Region this year. Interestingly, they've already retired her jersey at Long Beach. Already retired in the last home match of the year. The 4th volleyball player to have their jersey retired. How about that? You're still playing and your jersey's retired. That's how great she is. Left side, Long Beach blocking. Out of the middle bat. Beach on the attack. May, she gets it. And she stopped. Good play. Keene was there, along with... That was right.
May with the dig, so everybody has to know the ball's going right back to her. Florida reads it well, gets 2 solid blockers up, and that's a rare occasion that Misty May actually gets blocked. And you saw her dive after that. That's a vintage Brian Gimolaro. If you don't go for a ball, you have to hit the floor after the ball's down.
On the left side and putting it through was Alvarado. Steady, reliable outside hitters for Long Beach. Alvarado and Grabovaz. Not spectacular, but they pounded through.
Very consistent. That's what you needed out of an outside hitter. 9 kills out to lead all players. Just Alvarado.
5th game point. Benashi Dillard serving. Left side, Keene through the block. Great dig by Dillard. Wall scoops it to May. May will keep it. Left side, here comes Keene again, and he hooks it through there. Good set by Sanchez.
And the outside hitters, Keene and Hattendorf, have been saviors for Florida on all these game points. 5 game points now they've staved off. Nice job by Sanchez getting her one-on-one. Big seam in the block.
Walls left-handed. Shoots it out of bounds. I was just about to say, Florida's problem is scoring points. They're siding out okay now. 14-8.
You really need their block. Florida has to have their block to score some points.
And, of course, that comes off a good serve to try to get the 49ers out of system, as they say. So now Long Beach with another chance. 6 game points. Back set. And it's off the block, out of bounds on the right side. Give the kill to Jenny Jones. So Florida hanging in there. Jenny Keene, Florida's top defensive player with the serve. May, back set, little tandem play, and Walls pumps it through.
Nice double back call by Misty May, running both Walls and Barrett behind the setter. That means obviously just one blocker is going to be up against one hitter. The key is Misty read it right and set the right player.
7th game point for Long Beach. Hattendorf. This could be it. Coming to the net. May can't dig it out. Good play by Jones to fan it.
And right now, Florida showing their maturity and their composure. When their backs are against the wall, they have proved that they can continue to side out. Now, can they score? It has to be a tough serve. Make the Long Beach offense predictable.
Florida. One of the officials checking underneath. Somebody got a yellow card. We'll try to figure out who got it. Sanchez back set and blocked. Grabovaz and Barrett were there. Remember this Long Beach State team last year losing to Stanford in the national championship semifinal. It's a much more powerful team this year. Many more weapons. Everybody a year older and a year better.
And a better blocking team, too. That's the biggest difference to me between last year's 49er team and this year.
And on game point number 8, the 49ers seal it. The Beach fans confident, and they should be. Their 49er team must look great. Game 1, 15-2. Game 2, 15-8. Long Beach State, 1 game away from advancing to the championship final. A beautiful night here in Madison, Wisconsin. We're here at the National Championships for NCAA Women's Volleyball. National semifinal number 2 has been a blowout so far. Long Beach State winning the first 2 games easily, 15-2 and 15-8. We have some golf coming your way on ABC Sports, the 3-Tour Challenge. You can see that Saturday and Sunday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. Don't miss the 7th annual Wendy's 3-Tour Challenge from Las Vegas. Stars of the PGA, LPGA, and Senior Tours. A lot of great golfers to see. We're not golfers. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox Are you a good golfer?
No.
Okay, I'm
I
not
try hard, though.
I shoot about 100. Well, it's been an interesting match so far. It's not a close match, but you have to admire the stylized play of Long Beach State. They have been magnificent.
Well, I've always been a huge fan of Brian Gimmelero's style of offense, and it's working perfectly tonight. 6 players involved, all 6 starters really involved in the offense, and Gimmelero's come out with a great game plan, a very quick, speedy offense. When you look at the other side of the court for Florida, what they have to do to win their first game, you see that Brian Gimmilero has such success in this NCAA tournament. Mary Weiss does not have the success that she's liked. You see that she's quickly trying to fool with the lineup, create some matchups. There are so many things that they need to do. Hit away from Long Beach's left back. Long Beach channels the ball to that position. They've got a lot of digs because of it. Also move the attackers around a little bit more, show some more variety, and of course you have to block.
Yeah, serve tougher, hit better, pass better.
Get to 15 first, right?
Very, 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 very difficult. Take a look at the numbers. Long Beach State out killing, out blocking, and of course the speed, the tempo is really forcing Florida into many hitting errors.
Well, those 11 blocks responsible for 18 Florida hitting errors. They need to come out, vary the offense, also get the middle blockers more involved. Heather Wright still without a kill as a starting middle blocker for Florida.
Heather Cox has spoken. Can Florida make it a match? Could they come back? We'll see what kinds of adjustments Mary Wise has made in the intermission. We'll be right back right after this. Getting set for the start of Game 3 with Long Beach State in command. Up 2-0 and the National Player of the Year from last year, Misty May, leading the show. Everybody's calling her the next great player in American women's volleyball. I've heard people refer to her as the Karch Kiraly of the women's game, and she has been spectacular. There's nothing that she can't do. As Christy Kiroff out of the back line puts it away.
Kiroff now with her second kill. That's pretty impressive for a back row player. Misty May, on the other hand, 5 kills, hitting 400 and doing it all much like a Karch Kiraly player.
May pounds it. Once again, she started off as an outside hitter, but made a great decision. She knew she would be limited by her size as a hitter. But as a setter, she is very athletic. And look at that shot.
May is such an instinctive player. She's on a mission, and you can tell by the way she plays. She has not won a national title. This is her year to do it.
You know, it has to weigh heavy on head coach Brian Gimmilero. His last title was in 1993, and he's got Misty May. He's had it for 4 years, and he's got to be thinking to himself, this is our year.
Well, it's pretty funny that you say it weighs heavily. I actually saw him during the break. Thought he'd be a little bit looser, a little bit more relaxed. In fact, just the opposite, quite intense, quite distracted, and definitely continuing to pursue and approach the game plan.
Brian has a lot of great qualities. He's a great teacher, great coach, but loose is not in his vocabulary.
That's not a word to describe him.
No. Little tip shot, nice up. Still no tips going down by Florida. Niners are too quick. Sanchez, tip. And shot out to Misty May. Spotting the opening. You know, they talk about Larry Bird being able to see the whole quarter of Magic Johnson. She does, too. She looks over. She knows exactly where the weakness is.
Well, she plays like she was born with a volleyball in her hand, and she almost quite literally was. And a nice Misty May breaking the record books in the NCAA tournament for aces per game. That's her 18th ace in the tournament.
She had 4 per game. She whacks away again. And suddenly it's 3-0. You know, if you keep score, I'm writing it down as fast as I can, but it goes so fast, you look up, you have 1-0, and it's 4-0. 18 aces, a new NCAA record for the tournament. Interestingly, she broke the ace record of UCLA star Natalie Williams, who had 13. Remember Big Nat used to pound that jump serve.
Big-time jump serve. I was actually the recipient of probably a couple of those aces.
Yeah. So May is intense. Her team leading 3-1. Here comes Alvarado. Sanchez couldn't quite get it up. 10 kills for Alvarado. So Florida's been trying everything to deal with this Long Beach State team. You know, one problem when you come in as the 4th seed into the national championship semifinals, you always have to play the best team in that semifinal. And certainly that's been one of the reasons that Mary Wise's squad has not been able to advance.
And you also wonder if there's a little bit of a letdown. Florida has some tremendous wins to get here. They beat Hawaii in 5 after being down, ironically, 0-2, so don't count them out. Also beat a very strong USC team in 4 games. I know that they're not just happy to be here, but there has to be some sort of a letdown after 2 such huge wins.
Well, I think they're just out-talented at the moment. It looks like Long Beach has a little bigger and a little better players at most positions.
And Mary Weiss is a phenomenal coach, one of the best in the game. She has a great game plan coming in. It looks good on paper, but it's just not executable right now. I know that's got to be very frustrating for Mary as she goes to her bench, trying to tool with the lineup, find the specialist to get that quick side out and point.
She's been rotating them in. Here comes Chris Bova. She may be the setting heir apparent one day when Jen Sanchez graduates. Little tip. Long Beach there. So the kill off the tip, although Alvarado was there.
Chris Bova also into the lineup. She's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I think that's just about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. So a local favorite
as
trying
the
to
cheese
get
flies.
exactly, trying to get the crowd a little bit more involved.
Good up, Florida. Out of the back line. Mann tees off. May had the dig. Set left. Here comes Gravovat. Tip. Not yet. Here comes Dillard. Sanchez pumps left. Sanchez back set. Put away. Yes. Heather Wright moving in. Florida's leading percentage hitter, and you can see why. She's a sophomore from Indiana, hitting .420 this year.
Nice variety in the offense. That time in transition, Sanchez able to run it behind the setter. As long as you have different attack points across the net, you won't get blocked quite as much.
Hands with the spinner, and Barrett hits it out of bounds. And Florida, right in this one so far, 3-3. Now the job is to get some points and not allow any runs by the beach.
And this is the rotation that the Gators can score. A tough top spin serve and a good blocking rotation.
We're coming to you from the Kohl Center in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Chris Marlowe, my partner Heather Cox. NCAA semifinal number 2. The Florida Gators 35-2, and the Long Beach State 49ers undefeated at 34-0. It has been the Misty May show through 2 games. The 49ers have looked unbelievably good. Fast, quick, precision-like.
Florida actually with its first lead of the match right now.
Hokie and Florida gets it to drop. So Florida extends its little lead to 5-3. Maybe a mini letdown by Long Beach and maybe some better play by Florida. That's all out of bounds.
And interestingly, 2 missed serves in that mini run and the chance for Florida to take the lead. But I think Mary Weiss's strategy is, hey, we have to take some risks on serve. We need to get some aces or at least take Long Beach out of system. So I'm okay with the error.
Ota is in. Misty May sets left one-on-one, and Grabovat kills it. There's the value of Misty May. The fake in the middle holds the middle blocker. She's able to dish it outside, and it's one-on-one. Easy termination. Yeah.
And what do? You only have 3 blockers, and you theoretically got 4 people to stop.
Pounding through. Number 14, Jenny Keene. Substitution, Jenny Jones back in the front line. And Sandra Hebosis comes in the back line. May giving the signal. She calls the sets. Dillard. Oh, she tried to.
Really looking like a basketball player on that play. Little slam dunk.
Yeah, trying to hook shot right down the pipe. 6-4, Florida. Game 3. You know, Florida could just win 1 game. What a confidence builder that would be. Now Gravovat back to serve. Comes Dillard around the horn. And she hits it. Looked like it went out, but they're going to get a touch.
Florida actually called into the net on that play.
And a net. Now Grabovat will serve again. 6-5. And now 6-6.
That's a 4th service ace for Long Beach. A very strong serving game so far. They just have 3 errors. Anytime you have more aces than errors, you're in very good shape. And conversely, the Gators 2 aces and 10 errors in this match.
Shank pass. Florida on the run. Good play by Mans.
Can't tip.
Ball hit out. You know, Mary Wise, interesting, I've been watching their bench, and she and her #1 assistant, Nick Sharonis, they sit one chair apart, and they are constantly talking to each other, back and forth, trying to figure this Long Beach team out. What can we do? How can we get them going? They're pumping it.
And not only are they constantly talking to one another, but they are constantly verbalizing. There you see Nick calling out the play, not only the service signals, which resulted in that last ace, but also the attack, which sets the set.
Third assistant is Stacy Wolf of Colorado. Fame on the Gator staff. A preparation nightmare to go up against Long Beach State. Double contact, and the Beach will get the ball back. Florida 7, Long Beach State 6. Long Beach State leads the match 2 games to none. Now, Misty May sets to crank up the jumper. May is there. Going on 2 was Walls. And off the hands, I think. Oh, Grabovich touched it, didn't she?
She did. She deserves an Academy Award for that one.
And Wise is saying, hey, she touched it. Apparently nobody saw it. One more look. Did she get it?
Look for the touch. Left back corner of your screen. It looks like it went off her right finger.
So May and Long Beach now with a 1-point lead. And a timeout is called. In the middle of Game 3 here on ESPN2, the Long Beach State 49ers leading Florida 8-7. We'll come back. We'll have more for you right after this. Welcome back to Madison, Wisconsin. Long Beach State leading this match 2 games to none and 8-7. Let's go back, an NCAA flashback. Let's go back to 1989. Long Beach State and Nebraska. The Beach looking for its first ever NCAA championship. Sherry Sanders at the control and the put away. And Long Beach State winning its first ever NCAA title. Sherry Sanders, Tara Cross, Antoinette White, Vicki Pullins, Alicia Mills, Tresonia Thompson, and Brian Gimolaro.
Loaded team. In fact, a very similar style to this year's team. Offensive balance, quickness, and power.
Misty May serves. Florida trying to hang in with Long Beach. Chasing is Grabovich. Ota pumps it over. Sanchez, 31, tip. Walls is there. May. Dillard wide open. Hattendorf going, and Florida runs it down. Nice play. Here they come. Alvarado on the inside, and she puts it away. A lot of movement by the 49er hitters. They're juking and jiving everywhere.
And at the very last minute, Alvarado, until the last step of her approach, looked like she was hitting a 4, the higher, slower outside attack.
9-7 Long Beach. Over the top, ball dug. And they did not go over.
You know, it's interesting, Chris. There have been a couple, I can count 4, that I remember where Long Beach has passed too tight to the net for May to get there in transition. They try and pass tight so that she can attack, but a couple of times they're being sabotaged by their own game plan.
Now, Misty May has that amazing athleticism that allows her to really jump and really get over the net. She can contort and set the ball from all kinds of positions. So, you know, a crummy pass sometimes looks like a million.
Any bad pass into a good set, and I think that's why people draw the biggest correlation to her for her to perch her eyes, because they both have such great control of their body on the court and great instinct.
There is the National Player of the Year, Misty May. Grew up playing on the beach in Santa Monica at Muscle Beach. Her parents used to take her down there as a toddler. I used to see her. Actually played some games with Butch May during my beach volleyball career. I would see her down there. So we're just a little tight, bumping the ball around. But Butch May and his wife Barbara and her partner Eileen Clancy and getting those fundamentals. I mean, you look at her bumping and her setting. It's just perfect.
That's the ticket starting early. You see there Misty May coughing. She's battled bronchitis all season long. It's really bothered her with this weather change this week. See, should they move on, how it will affect her in the championship match against Penn State.
Long Beach up by 2, 9-7. And we are moving closer to the anticipated matchup of undefeated. Walls over the top. Great dig by Mann. Coming on the run is Keene. Misty steps left. It's whacked out of bounds. But Florida with a scramble play, hanging in still. 9-8.
Look at Penn State now, 35-0 on the season. They await the winner of this match. Played a very good game against Nebraska.
Kind of workmanlike effort.
Yeah.
Tough to get rid of Nebraska. May back set. Barrett takes a whack at it. Sanchez tips long. May goes and gets it. They'll set May. No. Wasn't ready. She shoots it deep. That's the play we were talking about, how they throw it up there for her.
These are the plays that Florida has to win. Any of the long rallies, and not this time. That's just devastating. That has Nick and Mary Wise off of the bench, very upset because they know that the long rallies are the time to capitalize.
Here comes Christy Carroll, a terrific track athlete, very athletic. Long jump, 18-10 and a half. She can high jump, 5'11 and a half. She throws the javelin. She can move. Back set, May. Spinner, yes. She's
That's
got
a big shot.
Yeah.
The cut shot certainly helps that May was a hitter 4 years for Danny Glenn at Newport Harbor High School. She has all the shots that she needs.
Women's U.S. Cup soccer is coming your way. The U.S. women's national team taking on Ukraine. That'll be on ESPN Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Last match of the year for the U.S. women. They can tie or break the U.S. women's record for wins in a year, and you can watch superstar Mia Hamm do her thing. Women's soccer team very, very good right now.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch the success that soccer, women's soccer especially, has had in the United States.
Of course, Long Beach State with a rich tradition of volleyball success. We mentioned the 1972 team that finished 33-0 under head coach Dixie Grimmett. And, of course, the two NCAA championships in 89 and 93. Look at that outfit. Is that his head or a ball?
Florida fan. You know, Chris, very interesting. Just looking at the stats, Misty May right now, don't forget, she is the setter for Long Beach, has 9 kills. That ties the hitting leader for Florida, Jenny Keene, who also has 9 kills along with Mann. So the setter for the Beach is out hitting the top hitters for Florida.
We're in Madison, Wisconsin. Very hospitable hosts. John Cook's Wisconsin Badgers narrowly missing it here. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox. They were eliminated by Nebraska, who has since been eliminated by Penn State. Tough to make it to the national semifinals. People don't realize how many teams out there are really, really good that didn't make it. Kathy Gregory, Santa Barbara team being one. Wisconsin, Pepperdine.
BYU, USC, tons of great talent out there.
Hawaii was close. They were leading 2-0.
USC, the list could go on forever.
Misty May.
Now leads Florida in the kills department. Alvarado leads Long Beach with 12, but now Misty May with 10. Explosive out of the air.
Throw it into the net. Might have been a ponytail. I'm not sure hair counts. I've been told that hair into the net does not count, but maybe a back into the net. Mary Wise checking on it, and she'll take time out. Well, Mary Wise knows when to slow it down as Long Beach now leading 12-8. We're going to take a short timeout. We are coming back. Long Beach State and head coach Brian Gibbelar trying to wrap up their trip to the national championship final. Welcome back, Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox. Game 3. Long Beach leads it 2 games to none. The Beach just 3 points away from moving along. And a solid performance, very stylized. Misty May setting and dishing, and hitters bombing from all angles.
We have seen that Long Beach truly does have the fastest offense in the country this year.
Long Beach serves. Florida hasn't played all that bad. Think about the Gators they've had an unbelievable season, 35-2. They lost 3 starters, 3 bona fides, great players from last year. Mary Wise, Nick Sharona, Stacey Wolf done a great job to get here, but it's not going to happen. Attendorf will set. Yeah, Long Beach is a lot better on defense than people think. You know, you talk about their offense a lot, but they dig the ball. Absolutely.
Actually, a club coach of mine in high school, he always, since day one, has stressed the importance of defense, and he's got a very specialized, distinct style.
Kind of like the San Francisco 49ers of yesteryear. Everybody talks about their offense, but they forget the defensive players that they have. Sure. The matchup is looming.
In the middle right there, Bonnie Bremner, first-team All-American, 3-time All-American, often compared, and the question is asked, which one's the better setter, Misty May or Bonnie Bremner? Certainly a big competition between the two of them.
I'll tell you what, we may find out Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern time, as Penn State looks like it's going to get in a matchup with Long Beach State, 2 undefeated teams for the first time ever.
In fact, Bonnie Bremner said, I always looked up to Misty May. I played against her in club. I watched her play, but she was an outside hitter, and I always dreamed of having the opportunity to set her, but not play against her as a setter.
Rababad, Florida, with a nice big block. So Florida, just when you think you got to roll the credits, they get a couple of points.
Just like in
close
game
it
2.
up. Yeah. And now serving will be Sandra Hebosis. May slam bang. Boy, she's so deceptive. That's what I think separates her from all the setters that I've seen this year, any year, even the United States setters in the Olympics. She's so much more deceptive. When she fakes everybody out, you're not sure where you're going, and it's great for the hitters. People are bumping into each other. You're getting one-on-ones, you're getting one-on-nones, and that gives a hitter a lot of confidence.
Well, and you spend so much time actually watching the movements of Misty May that you don't spend enough time on your hitter.
Nice up out of the back line. It's pushed up to Dillard. Sanchez rejected by Misty May.
Go figure, right? Misty May blocking middle that time.
So here we go.
She can do it all. Out of the middle, nice heads-up play.
First match point for Long Beach. And that's it. Long Beach State is going to the National Championship Final. It will be the first time 2 unbeaten teams will play for the women's NCAA volleyball title. So Misty May and Long Beach State advancing, where they will face up and showdown with the undefeated Penn State Nittany Lions. We are going to come back. Hope to have an interview for you. Stay with us. Brian Gimbalaro, Misty May. Hopefully coming up right after this. National semifinal number 2, Long Beach State sweeping 15-2, 15-8, and 15-10. And of course, that sets up maybe the greatest collegiate volleyball match in history. 2 unbeaten teams for the first time ever. Penn State 35-0, Long Beach State 35-0. All right, standing by on the floor, Heather Cox and Brian Gimbalaro. Let's go to you now, Heather.
Thanks so much, Chris. Joined by Brian Gimbalaro, head coach of the 49ers. And now we have what everybody's been waiting for. Every volleyball fan wants a battle of the unbeatens. This is Long Beach's chance to make history.
Well, it's either team's chance to make history, and it's certainly an opportunity for us. I don't know if in any collegiate sport there's been an NCAA championship in any sport, not just volleyball, where there's 2 undefeated teams playing for the title. Perhaps there are, but I don't know. It should be a very interesting match.
You haven't faced Penn State all season, but you did have a chance to scout them in the first semifinal match. What will it take for Long Beach to beat Penn State?
Well, I really don't concern myself very much with the opposition. I thought tonight that we executed well for a while, and then kind of got out of rhythm, and so that was a little concern of mine. My only concern about, my only focus for tomorrow's match is just to work on what we do. I thought we did some things well, and we didn't do other things well. We'll work on those tomorrow, and we'll get to work on those in practice and get ready for the match.
Coach, we've talked about the fact that Misty May, your setter, is sick, battling all night long with the cough. How much will that affect her in the final matchup?
Well, this is very hard for us. I mean, we've been here over 6 hours playing this match. We had to get her early. We're the second matchup, and you never know how long the first match is going to run. So she's very, very, very sick, and I'm concerned she's got to do a quick turnaround, and that coaches always worry. Coaches and parents always worry. So it is a concern of mine. But she's not the only one coughing. But we have to put that away from us when we get on the court.
All right, Brian, congratulations. A very impressive victory tonight over Florida, and what every volleyball fan has been waiting for, a match of unbeaten Penn State and Long Beach.
All right, thank you very much, Heather Cox. Once again, our final score in national semifinal number 2. Long Beach State beats a very good Florida team and does it impressively, 15-2, 15-8, and 15-10. Once again, our championship final matchup, Penn State and Long Beach State. For Heather Cox, I'm Chris Marlowe. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Don't forget, coming up next, NFL Tonight with Mark Malone. Good night, everyone. For Penn State fans, it's a chance for redemption. Meanwhile, for Long Beach State fans, they are hoping for another coronation. The national championship is coming right up. Thursday night, Brian Gimolaro's juggernaut was in overdrive. Long Beach State, utilizing a lightning-quick attack, swept Florida 3-0. Behind Misty May, the 49ers have been perfect. The spectacular two-time Player of the Year leads a glittering cast that has been unbeatable. Meanwhile, Russ Rose's Lions were roaring in their semifinal with Nebraska. Penn State plowed through the Huskers 3-1 to advance to the final for the second